Well, welcome back, guys.
Yes, welcome back.
We are back on the block with a whole new episode.
Yes.
I'm excited. Now, what happened with the last episode?
That was a hot episode.
I think we got a lot of positive feedback.
We did. We got a lot of positive feedback. They talking about some Chanta. Now, you ain't play with them. I say, baby, you got to get up for DeeDee too.
But she ain't play.
At all. Baby, we ain't leave no crumbs with them, did we?
Look, what she say? He ate and left no crumb. But we ate.
We the one and leave no crumbs.
We ain't leave none. They did their thing.
They did good. Now,
they did their thing, but
I love their responses to our
absolutely. But we gotta
we up one, y'all.
We gotta let it be what it is. We did our thing. They did theirs, but we did ours.
Women for the win.
For the win. What we say we was Barack.
Yeah. We
the women on Michelle.
We
the women with Barack. But they did their thing. They went with, who did they go with? Kamala. They went with Kamala, and it
didn't end well.
It did. Period. It didn't go well for them. Like she said, it did not end well. But you like we said, we got a lot of positive feedback. You guys like that type of episode. So we do have more. We have more in store. We actually planning to bring on another woman. Well, y'all already know Sandra is 3 of us.
Yeah.
But 2 other women to get their perspective and not always ours. So I guess it'll be. We don't even know how that's gonna be.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. But we are gonna have different women come on with the guys. So yeah. But today's episode.
You ready?
I think I am.
It's gonna be a wonderful episode.
I think it'll be a learning.
Yes. It will.
Yeah, it'll probably teach us some things. And you guys as well. So I'm ready. So I think we should just jump right into it.
I think so too.
All right, y'all, let's do it.
Hello, you guys. My name is Kawana. I'm here on the blog with DeeDee and Chanta. Thank you guys for having me. I'm here to share my story.
Well, we thank you for coming on.
Yes, it's a pleasure to have you here to share your story with us.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I know this probably is going to be a very touchy subject, but we are open and welcome to hear your story.
And this is a safe place, and we're here for comforting. On that note, we're going to move forward with pouring you some wine so you can so you can unwind a little bit and just relax.
Get a little comfortable. A lot comfortable.
Can you hand me your glass, please? Thank you. You tell me when to stop.
Yeah, y'all know we generous.
Okay.
She put the guest first.
Did he give me a glass?
Baby, give me a squid.
What? The little squid?
I'm
like
so thirsty,
squid?
y'all. Just a little squid. I'm so thirsty. I'm trying to eat me some food real quick. Ooh, no.
That's a squid.
That ain't a squid.
Girl, please.
That's a squid. Y'all comment down below and let me know if that's a squid. I thought a squid was just a little
Y'all see what I have to deal with?
I
might as well. That's what I have to deal with. I have to deal with this, y'all, on a regular.
What is this?
What? This a regular, baby.
You said deal with this. What is this?
You, baby. That's what I have to. Sometimes I have to. From a 10 to a 2?
Real quick.
I ain't fooling with you today, DeeDee.
Real quick, y'all.
Okay.
Real quick. Okay, come on. We gonna get into today's story. We gonna stop playing around because we had a wonderful weekend.
Yes, we did.
Y'all, it was my birthday. We'll talk about it. We'll bring y'all up to speed.
Right.
But how are you today?
I'm fine. How are y'all?
We are great.
You look wonderful. You look nice.
So do you.
When I tell you that green, baby.
And listen, we've been talking about
green.
Really?
Yes.
I still got a box.
And she walked into this door.
Nice in your green.
Yes, you do.
Yes, that green complements your skin very well.
Absolutely. That's crazy because we've really been saying we want to wear green.
Don't put on some green and go somewhere.
we gonna look, you don't encourage us even more to
go
get that
ahead.
green.
Go get your green, lady.
Money green, baby.
Who you telling?
Overflow. Pour it in, God.
Yes.
Pour it in.
Yes.
We need it. On the block. Look.
Yeah,
We gonna,
on the block.
Break a toast.
Okay, so we gon' toast to the block. Come on over. To the block.
To the block. Oh, I was supposed to drink.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. You was thirsty, baby. You took a sip for real. She was thirsty.
I did. Y'all, I'm so thirsty.
Yeah, that's a nice little taste. That's Stella Rose Pink. That's a nice little smooth taste. It's not strong. So yeah, I think we need to get some more of that.
Yeah, it was.
Did you like that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It wasn't strong either.
Mm-mm.
I can agree with that. That wasn't strong.
This the first. Ooh. This the first time, girl. I'm proud of you.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, give us the backstory. You, your children, and you know, your older children.
Okay. Well, I'm 38 now. I was a teenage mom twice. I had my first one at 16 and then my second one at 17. They're now 22 and my baby girl is 2-3 weeks away from being 21.
Okay.
Young adult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
like me,
gets you in your feelings too, by
Listen, but I feel like that little that you gave, you like, because I feel like my kids ain't grown.
No.
They're not grown.
They
Even though
think they are.
the oldest,
Right.
yes, the oldest is 19, but you're not grown.
My son
You just got to call me to help you.
Who you telling?
Yes.
Talk to the doctor. No.
That's my
said.
son. Wasn't Reggie doing that on the phone? My son, he just turned 21 and told me I gotta call the people for him. I gotta sit to the doctor with him.
Yes.
Maybe you gonna have to do this for yourself eventually.
So
He talking
I
about not
don't
right
call
now. He say not right now, mama. DeeDee talking about something. Shantae, you gotta help him. Maybe he gotta learn.
No.
But babe, I'm gonna run to his rescue.
No, we gonna definitely do that, ain't we?
They talk a little bit of noise.
Oh, we gotta talk.
We gotta act
some noise.
hard. You know, can't play, baby.
We gotta talk some noise. Let them know it ain't easy now. It just ain't no. You say this and
Right.
It is that, but we ain't telling you. We ain't letting you know it.
Yeah,
like that.
baby.
We ain't letting you know that. But go ahead.
Yeah, so they're young adults, as we already know. And then, so my original story that you brought me on is that my boyfriend, he was my boyfriend at the time. We grew up together. We reconnected through Facebook. And we just started talking, kicking it, and ended up into a relationship. And then unexpectedly got pregnant. Didn't want no more kids, but unexpectedly got pregnant. And maybe my 5th month into pregnancy, I learned that I had gestational diabetes and hypertension. And so they did the routine checks. And so far, it was good up until my last ultrasound, routine ultrasound, which put me at 37 weeks. And we went the day before, so we got to get this baby out. He's too big, we got to get him out of here. So we walking around apartments trying to get me to, you know, have contractions. And then late that night, I started having them, not thinking anything. And so I said, well, I don't have to go. We could just wait till my appointment in the morning. So the kids and him was like, okay, cool. We're following your lead. So the morning comes and I call my mom. She's like, get your bag together. We're going to stay. And we went. And I went into my ultrasound. By 3-4 texts came in and they was rushing back out. And they'll come back in. I'm like, okay, what's going on? And then they turned the monitor away from us so we couldn't see anything. And so I'm still not picking up on nothing. And so the lady came back in and they told us they couldn't find a heartbeat.
Oh, man.
And so I was like, you know, lost it at that point. Couldn't even tell you what happened after that point. All I just remember going over to labor and delivery and they had us sitting in the waiting room. Seems like forever. Half of my family and church family them came and visited us in the waiting room, waiting to get a room. And I think that was so harsh is that I had to go through the whole labor and delivery as
and how many months were you?
I was on 9 months.
9 months. So you had to actually.
Yes, I had to actually go through the whole process. They had to give me the medicine to jumpstart the contractions. It was a horrible experience. So I thought that was so harsh that we know that the baby is deceased now, but we had to go through everything. All the procedures. We had to lay there and wait till active labor took place.
So I know your mind was just like out of it, just to know like I carried my baby for 9 months,
Right.
and then y'all come in here and tell me no heartbeat, but I still got to go through the fact of the epidural pushing my baby out, and my baby's not
right. And they coming in still doing put you onto the heart monitor, try to get a heartbeat, and that was just so devastating, very devastating. And although I had company coming in now, I thank God for the company because it kind of took your mind away from it. But when everybody had to go home, and only a few could stay over, I wake up by 2 o'clock in the morning, everybody just out. And I'm just like, put on my worship music and just try to get out of the place that I was in. But it was hard, so I ended up delivering him about 2:30 the next day, afternoon. So we talking about 10:30 in the morning that I get admitted. I didn't have him till 2:30 the
next day.
Afternoon.
How many hours? That's a lot of hours. Yes.
So we finally, and he was hard to get out. They took just about half of the team to get him out. We finally delivered. And sure enough, he was gone. His skin had turned like purplish by then. And he was 9 pounds.
Big
was a big baby.
He was a big baby. He was going to be a juicy baby.
Yes, them cheeks was like, yes, he was a big little chocolate baby. But we had to go through the, they let him stay in there as long as we wanted them to stay in there. So at the time, I didn't tell my daughters. They knew I had to stay, but I didn't let them come visit me right then because I'm processing it. So I didn't know how to tell them. So I told everybody to shy away from social media. If I talk to them, oh, this is keeping me overnight. Because we used to being kept overnight to watch the sugar levels or whatever. And so I just had them on that. Don't tell them nothing. And then when they finally came to visit, they walked into it. Pretty much like I had to just walk into it. And those little moments was like, you lying, I'm right, no. So they let us bathe them. They let us get him dressed like he was just normal. We just put him in a little outfit that he's supposed to wear and took pictures of him. And now I lay me down and sleep came up. It's a company that they cater to mothers or parents that go through these procedures. They take pictures so you can have professional pictures of your baby. They end up emailing them to you later on, but they take pictures for you. And then they connected me to this agency. It's a well-kept secret that helps you fund for funeralizing your kid. That's the route you choose to go. And so I connected to that. And then my uncle is a funeral director, so I just let him take over from there. But it was very hard. It was very hard. And we had got an autopsy, and due to diabetes and hypertension, it causes his death. So yeah.
Well, it seemed like you had a lot of help.
Yeah, I had help.
And big support.
That support system is everything.
Yes. Then that was in 2017. And so 2 years later, I get pregnant again.
Okay.
And so we have a general reveal and find out it's a boy again. So we decided, and we just like, okay, let's go with caution. And so one day I'm just home, me and the girls having a movie day, and we laying in bed eating. And then we feel a big gush out of nowhere.
Wow.
And so the whole bed is just soaked at this point. So I'm like, I just go back to the first moment because my last pregnancy, it was no water, no leakage, or no signs that let me know that my baby was gone. And so this time I'm just thinking the worst because I'm just 27 weeks, almost 28 weeks. So I'm like, this is too early for the water to be breaking. So I called my parents and they like trying to convince me it's about a whole 30 minutes we going to war. I'm not going out here. Nope. I'm finna stay in this house and just deal with it. So my dad, he finally yelled enough for me to go. And so he was like, me and your mom gonna meet you out there. And my godmom, they done called her. I think she was in Louisiana at the time. She's like, I can't get no flight home. So I'm like, why did y'all call her? So I ended up going out to the hospital, and my just a little bit had it roped. It felt like a whole lot, but just a little bit. And so for precaution, it was like, bed rest in the hospital. So I couldn't go home at all. So I'm stuck there at almost 28 weeks pregnancy. And so they had me on bed rest. I could just go to the bathroom. Sometimes I could, and they put the alarm on the bed just
to make sure.
Wow.
So I'm just on lockdown, just looking at the cars go by.
How long did you have to stay?
I went in August the 1st. I had him August the 8th.
Okay.
So like a week I had to stay. So they doing all this blood work, everything. And so they had me hooked up to the monitor, and the heartbeat kind of got a little faint. So they sent me over to labor and delivery, and they still just doing the routine. And then my mom ended up leaving. It was about 12 o'clock in the morning. She was like, I'm just go get some rest and come back. As soon as she got in the house, I was like, turn back around. It's time to deliver. So when she was coming back, they were rushing me to labor and to C-section, emergency C-section. And it was like, just walking you through it. And I was like, y'all guarantee me he going to come out. You know, we just going to have a different outcome. It was like, yeah, They showed me the heartbeat, hear the heartbeat, everything. And then the guy, he was a big old doctor. I just remember him standing over, he was like, night, night. I'm like, okay. So I never had no medical procedure where I had to get cut. So that was extra scary. And so they put me under, and then I wake up, and then when I end up waking up, the nurse just standing beside me, she just crying.
Oh,
and then my boyfriend, I remember him standing there, and I just remember him just yelling some words, and I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, because I'm still under.
Yeah.
And so the nurse escorted him out, and she came back and explained to me that we lost this baby as well. So I'm like, what happened? You know, I have 1,000 more questions now because I heard the heartbeat, seeing him moving or whatever, and then that's when they told me due to my site erupting early, I caught an infection, and of course the diabetes and high blood pressure
got to the baby.
So we lost him at 28 weeks. It was. But he came out perfectly. They tried to prepare me for him not to look normal, but he was normal. He came out with 2 teeth. Literally 2 teeth.
Really? 2 teeth?
Yes, 2 big teeth in the front of his mouth.
I remember you saying that. I remember
Yes, he had 2 teeth, all his fingers, toes. He looked just like it was normal.
That's the one with the picture on the...
Okay. And he was 2 pounds. He was 2 pounds. He was born 2 pounds. So I'm like, okay. So I went into depression again, and my support group was there again. We had to funeralize him and go through all this again. So I'm like, nope, don't want no more kids at this point. So I didn't take the precautions to not have no more kids. Like if it happens, it just happens. So we just go, and then 2022, I ended up finding out I'm pregnant. And when I found out I'm pregnant, I found out that my sister is not gonna make it. They're not looking for her to live. So I'm like, okay, I can't go and try to fight, because I didn't tell everybody. This time around, I told my mom, my godmama, and my leaders. That was it. We didn't want to go a little bit. Then we finally told my daughters, but we just wanted to keep this low key. So the pandemic hits, and in my mind, I'm saying, thank you, I gotta go to church. Nobody gotta see me growing. So I'm like, good. So I hid it from my dad. And so I had him bringing me groceries and everything. He's like, why you got these big old nightgowns? And so I'm like, oh, nothing, just, relaxing. He was like, okay. So I hid it the whole time. In December of that year, when it's like, we probably have to hospitalize you after the holiday. So I'm like, oh, gosh. So I go back in January for a routine, and sure enough, they hospitalized me January the 18th. So I had to lay there again.
For how long this time?
I delivered him January 29th.
Okay.
And so, at how many weeks?
I delivered him at 37 weeks.
Okay.
I delivered him 37 weeks, and the whole time we was there, same routine, bed rest.
But I know you was a nervous wreck.
Yeah.
I was just so over
hoping that nothing happens. Like
my mind was everywhere.
And at this time, I don't have a lot of support because everybody don't know.
No.
Yeah.
So I don't have the phone calls coming in, and went the text messages because nobody don't know. And so it was just me and God, like my husband at the time.
That's what
I kicked him out, like leave at a certain time. I just want to just be me and God, just me and God. And I had this nurse who just come in and just pray. And I was like, okay, you're my new buddy. And so they sent me over to routine and come to find out what are them roles. So they was like, we're trying to keep him in there. Can't get up no more. Bedpan, everything. I was like, oh, this is so uncomfortable. I'm fat. Bedpan, not going to work. And so I get rushed to C-section again, but this time I'm awake.
Okay.
And so I'm awake, so I'm extra freaking out because now I'm awake and I get to hear everything. And so
you're trying to see, but you
can't see, you can't hear nothing really. So they telling me everything. And it's like, do you want your tubes tied? I'm like, yeah. They're like, we ain't gonna sign off on it right now because the possibilities again. So I'm like, okay. And so we go through the procedure. Next thing I know, they was like, oh, he's here. And I'm like, I don't hear a cry, so I didn't get excited.
Okay.
Because my other 2 babies was considered stillborn. So they was already deceased through the birth canal. So I'm like, I'm not going to get excited. So I hear a cry. He never cried. And so when they rushed him back towards me, I just see him smiling at me. And I'm like, oh, you here? Like, you here for real?
I'm here.
And so I'm trying to touch him, and they rushing out with him. So I'm like, okay, he alive. Why we rushing with him? I don't get the mommy experience you see on TV or home on your chest. And so I asked my husband at the time, I'm like, what's going on? And he's like, can't tell you. So I'm like, what's the secret? So I go over, they warm me under the warmers or whatever, and still don't have no more information. So I go to sleep because I'm still under the medication. When I wake up, I gotta walk. I hate the walking. There's just too much pain. So I end up walking eventually to go see him. And he just had some breathing issues when he first came. And so they put him in NICU for precaution. But his numbers dropped. He had jaundice for a little while. excuse me, but his numbers dropped. I mean, he came out looking perfectly normal because they didn't think the lungs was going to be healthy enough, so they was getting the steroid shots, but he came out perfectly fine. When I say fine, I mean fine. So he had to stay in NICU till the day after Valentine's Day. He ended up coming home because he kept failing the car seat test. They had to go through the car seat test. So I was like, little boy, please. I was like, let's get this done so we can go home. And then we finally get to take him home. So he's considered our rainbow baby.
I know that's right.
So we get to take him home, and he just spoiled and rotten.
Promise.
Yeah, we call him Promise. His real name Case in the Mirror, but we call him the Promise.
I know that's right.
So
yes,
he's terrorizing everybody.
How old is he?
Promise is 2.5. He'll be 3 in January. So yes.
And he giving his sister, baby. He giving
but that's
his
what you guys needed, right?
Yes, that's what we needed.
That's what
He brings so much joy to the home.
Yes.
I can bet he does.
He get a little passes, but you know sometimes you gotta discipline still. But his sisters is his mommies.
Yep.
I see one of the sisters, him and one of them always going back and forth.
Bubbles. That's the one we call Bubbles. They fight because they 21 and a half years apart, so they fight. And my oldest, she the discipline. She disciplines them, but she spoils them too. So he don't know when she's serious, when she's not serious. But they got him right as well.
So how does it feel starting all the way up?
Oh, times has changed. Girls are easy when they're little.
Yeah.
And boy, that was a whole different route with a boy. I mean, party training, everything is just, they have too much energy.
I just say they're more hyper. Yes.
I don't have the energy for. I'm like, I'm almost 40. Listen.
Right. Be still, boy.
Yeah. And he think he's Spider-Man. He think he's the wrestler. He think he's everybody, so he want to jump off the sofa. I'm like, the hospital closed. Like, what are we doing here? But he's our little 5-year-old. He's so smart to be too. He's very smart. So he's coming along.
I know y'all thankful for him.
Yes, because we had some little humps to where we had to meet the milestones because they were watching the hip for born too early, the feed or whatever, but everything just functioned the way it's supposed to. So that's a blessing.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So how did your husband feel about all of this?
Well, now we're no longer married no more. I went through a divorce.
Really?
Yes, we had a whole lot going on. So we I've been divorced since July of this year. So we had went through a horrible divorce.
I'm sorry to hear that.
We still, of course, we got the co-parent or whatever. So we're trying to maneuver through that, however that works.
Okay.
So just go with the flow, however it works, what works best for the kid.
Yeah.
I can put everything else behind me. Just take care of the little one.
I know that's right.
Amen.
See,
that's go ahead.
That was it worked out for the best.
Yeah.
God knew what he was doing in the midst. He took you through that storm, but that rainbow came out in the end. I'm so happy that it worked out, and that little fella there, that little fighter, that little fighter there to give you what your heart desires.
Right.
That's a 3-in-1.
Yes.
3-in-1.
3 strikes, he knocked it out the park. You hear me?
Did you guys have names for the other babies?
Yeah, my first son, his name was Kingston. They have 2 first names.
Okay.
His name was Kingston Lamar. My second son was Kingsley Omar. Okay. And then now we got Casey Amir.
Okay.
I like that.
That's 3-in-1. We're gonna call him 3-in-1.
Yup, that's his name. The 3.
3-in-1. Well, we enjoyed you. I'm happy that you came.
Me too.
And share your story, because I know it's other women out there that's going through what you went through. And how did you manage
what was
mentally?
your coping mechanism?
Yes.
It's still a journey, even though it's been years done past now. It's still a journey because we looking at 2017, 2018 I'm married, 2019 I loses another one. And then 2023, we have our promised child, and now I'm divorced in 2024. So it's like different events. So mentally, it's a process. I never went through counseling or therapy or anything. All I know is church.
That's all you need.
My whole life, all I know is Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. But this time it's different because I was brought up in church. I was taught right. But to have your own encounter where you got to call him for yourself, you got to have your own, it hits different now. So that's how I cope. That's how I get through those little dark moments to where I just want to shut the world out, and I do. To be honest, I do. I go on my little much needed vacation in my head, and I just blocks everybody out. But you have negative people, of course, and then you have the positive. But the positive always.
That's what matters.
That's all that
And
matters.
so just me praying, having a relationship, and then my leaders, they poured. Like, we never had nobody in our church went through it. So for me, for my family to be the first one to go through it, and then we had babies that was born around the same time. So I wasn't the only one that was pregnant. Like my auntie and uncle, they're a little bit older than us. They was pregnant. They promised child, and then I lose his mind a couple of months after them. And so I'm like, you know, a little jealousy, because like, why my baby couldn't make it?
I was gonna ask you that. Was it kind of hard to like be around others with babies?
Even though I love kids, but I took her as my own little baby. You know, we used to go pick her up from school or whatever, and we catered to her. Now that our first son didn't make it, then the second time we got pregnant, I had 2 cousins and a goddaughter pregnant with me, and everybody else's babies come along. Then here we go back to school at 1 again, and then this last time, I think I was pregnant by myself, so. It was silent. Even though I seen people pregnant on Facebook, I'm like, oh, they baby make it. And then I'm like, I can't tell you I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
So to go through it that last time with hardly no support because everybody didn't know, it really pushed me towards God. It really just let me know, okay, it's just me and you. You know, you got it. You got control.
It's gonna come through.
So how did the rest of the family play with your daughters and your church family? How did they react once they did find out there is a baby now?
Oh, I just remember hearing my bishop and first lady in the phone just yelling, screaming, like, yes, thank you, Jesus. And they still couldn't tell nobody. So they were just like, when you coming by? I was like, I gotta stay for 6 weeks. And they was like, when? Everybody, I said, when you gonna come by? I'm like, tell them I'm coming. Yeah. And with my daughters, I had no space. Because they couldn't come, because of COVID rules, they couldn't come to the hospital.
Yeah.
And so NICU was just me and Dad only. So that was kind of hard on them, but we video called or whatever. When we got him home, he couldn't tell them nothing. I didn't have to do anything.
It was over.
I mean, he slept with them, everything. Like my middle girl, she had to, you know, going to school. It was her last year in high school. And she sleeps with that baby all day long. Really? Like, you better go to school, sure? But I got all my credits. I'm like, maybe just go get you some extra credits. Like, I want my baby bike.
Right.
But I had no space. Like, they cried. And then once my dad found out, it was just all over the end. It was like, that's my baby.
So nobody was like felt the way about you.
We had a certain people like, why you here? You know, but for personal reasons.
Yeah, for personal reasons.
Yeah. Everybody's faith not like your faith. Or,
there you go.
You know, oh, it can happen again. Even though it replay in your head, but I didn't need somebody else
telling you that. Yeah.
That's always fighting.
That's the doubt side.
Right. Because I'm already fighting my own self from the reality.
Someone else on top of that.
Right.
Yeah, that's not. It won't add in the equation, right? Because that leave room for that little person to intervene in them thoughts. You did the right thing. You did the right thing.
I agree. You did the right thing. Because now you're here.
Yeah.
Now you're here.
And we got promise. Yeah. We got that little fighter. The 3.
3 and 1. But again, we want to thank you for coming on, sharing your story. This is an amazing story.
Yes, because like she said again, it's a lot of people who have endured this who is scared to, you know, like after they've went through so many, losing their children and things like that through pregnancy, you know, stillborn and things of that nature. They be scared to try again. They just be like, I just can't do it because I don't want to put myself. Yeah, they lose hope because they don't want to put themselves through it. But like you say, in God's timing, He can change everything. He can make everything possible. What man says, baby, God can turn any situation into what He says at any time. At any time.
Well, we just got to get out our own time.
There you go. There you go. And just let Him.
I wasn't trying for no more.
And it happened for you, huh?
At the right time. I just tell anybody. Then when you reach down, I'm like, oh, it's infant loss month as well. So I'm like, okay, perfect timing. But they're not alone. It's thousands of women.
Yes.
Men, it affect them as well. I can just talk on the woman perspective, but it's a mental battle, daily mental battle. But you can make it. I promise they can make it. I promise you. They get their support system, get their relationship. I don't know people's relationships with God, but mine grew stronger. It developed somebody, because you couldn't ask me to talk way back in the beginning. Oh no, I'm not talking about it. But now that we became more open, because I now know that I'm not alone. I'm not the only woman that walked through this journey. So anyway, I can help another woman, I am willing to.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I love that.
Me too.
love
I was
that.
just that's absolutely. Yes,
I love that. Well, I love the woman you have become.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Amazing.
Yes, ma'am. Again, I want to thank you for coming. If you have a message for the people, for these other women
That you would like to share.
Hello, everybody. My message is just to don't lose your hope and your faith. Stay rooted and grounded. That's the only way that you're going to make it out of it or continue to make it through it. Because we know death is not easy at all. But when it's your children, it hits a little different from a regular death of a family member. I haven't lost number one parent, my dad, and that was hard. But your children hits a little bit harder. And life be life. You have other trials you're going through. But feel it. Feel every emotion. Go through the emotion process. Digest it, however long it takes to digest it.
You
Have your moment, but don't stay in the moment. Don't let the moment have you.
That's it.
There you go.
I'm praying for y'all, that's all.
Well, that was a word.
That was a word for somebody.
Yes, somebody received it.
Yes.
Maybe many received it. And you say your dad passed?
Yeah, my dad passed. My baby was 6 months.
Oh.
He ended up passing from cancer. So I lost my dad in the process of going through everything as well.
Well, thank God that he was here
Yes,
to see you have one. Yes, to have
To be able
a
to see
son.
his grandson. Yes.
Yes. All right. Whew, what a story.
Yes, that was a story, but that story, I'm praying and asking God to let it reach so many women who is battling this issue of losing their children at birth. I really hope this story reach a lot of women and her message be delivered to who it needs to be delivered to.
Absolutely. And just to hear what God has brought her, like, that's amazing.
That's amazing. He wanted her to himself at that moment. When she say she was at that hospital and she kind of, kept things to herself, that go round, that's where he wanted her at. He wanted her at that stage to where he can deal with her personally on a personal level, say, give it all to me and watch how I bring it out. And
that's what God meets us at.
Right. He wants us at our stage. That's when he wants us.
I'm a firm believer in nothing happens by accident. Nothing happens by accident. And all what she said happened, God allowed those things to happen.
Right. Absolutely.
To build her faith in their relationship. And just look at, you can see God on her.
Right.
Like, you can see it. The way she talked about the whole situation, the way she talked about it, it's just, you can see the glory of God.
And like she said, she was like, if you would have asked her a couple of months ago, she wouldn't have been able to deliver that. She wouldn't have been able to even talk about it, or and she have her days in which that's expected.
Oh yeah.
And she have her days, but she did really good with delivering her story. She really did.
The growth in God.
Amen.
Growth in God. Well, we hope you guys enjoyed this story, and just like Chanta said, we hope that the message reach someone, many, if not someone, at least someone, even if it reaches one person. That's more than
job
enough.
have done.
Yes,
it's done.
That's more than enough. Again, we hope you guys enjoyed this episode.
Yes.
Catch us again on the next episode of
The Blog.